Betrayal.
Yes, which brings us to the coolest video you'll watch this week.
You have to watch it.
And that's with a DSLR. So this is shot with 2 Handycams, 2 DSLRs, nothing fancy.
It's amazing what you guys actually achieved.
Actually, video was shot with 2 Handycams and 1 DSLR, I think. The mixer's camera was for stills. I did a couple of stills as well, and the DSLR is a D3100, Nikon D3100.
Yeah.
The cheapest of the cheap of DSLR, and I think the quality is actually, I was impressed with it.
Yeah. So what I wanted to mention is there have been some questions. Tim brought up questions while we were offline about the guns, and the guns are actually airsoft guns.
Yes, not paintball.
Yeah. So for those of you who have never heard of airsoft before, and I had never heard of airsoft until my friend started playing it. Never mind. I mean, these are the same guns Freddie Wong uses. If you don't know who Freddie Wong is, go look him up. YouTube/Freddie W. And they use airsoft guns. And so what's great about them is they are actually replicas. And so the whole thing behind airsoft is actually to dress the part as much as possible. And then the games are really just fun most of the time. There are like really serious games. They call them milsim games. And those guys take it seriously. They've got radio comms, the whole 9 yards. You know, people are serious about the game.
What does the airsoft shoot?
BBs.
Okay.
Yeah. So
BB guns.
Yeah.
Just differently powered.
Yeah. So I mean, as accurate a simulation as it might be, the fact is your clip still has like 50 or however many bullets in it. In the medium capacity ones, and then the guns themselves are either electronically or gas powered, and so you get ones that are much fancier than the ones we got to use, and even the ones we got to use were fairly expensive variants of airsoft guns with blowback. And so it actually, if you pull the trigger, it has an action and it looks like a real gun firing. For example, if you look closely, you'll see the pistol doesn't blow back when the trigger is pulled. This pistol in particular had blowback, but it was broken. So we didn't try to use it. But yeah, I mean, that does, if you ever think of doing a movie like this, if you can get your hands on some decent airsoft weaponry, that's a great way to, avoid having to add things like blowback, kickback, shell ejection. Well, shell ejection is a different story in After Effects. All the special effects were done in After Effects. It was
mad
cool.
props to the guy who did that.
Yeah,
that was all done in a week.
Yeah, Cobus
after
now.
hours.
This is my question: is how long did this take you from start to finish?
So it wasn't just Cobus Nell. My wife also helped out with the post production, and I was also there every night. Except I was at Satnac, so it was my wife and Cobus Nell Cleric who did. Who did the post-production, with the majority of the work being done by Cleric. But we helped out just finding effects we could use that were either freely available, open, licensed in a way that we could use, and just helping him to find things to be able to do the effects. So we helped out there as much as we could, but he did all the hard slog, really. I got to play around in After Effects a little bit. I signed up for an Adobe Creative Cloud account and got a 30-day trial After Effects and everything. And so I actually did one scene. I don't remember now. I pulled in the stuff into one scene, and then I also pulled in the initial credit reel. And so if you watch the credit reel, I put them in order, but the length and stuff, the
people who know what they're doing.
The special effects guy sorted out, yeah.
Cool,
and he's so much faster than I was. So.
Yeah. Well, look, it's amazing what you guys did. Very well done.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Very
yeah.
Cool.
So, the full disclosure on what this is for is on there. I think I don't want to talk about it much more. We've got other things to talk about.
In the YouTube video?
Yeah. In the YouTube video, there is a competition involved. There was a free drone involved. But eventually the project became about far more than that, because, I mean, there are far more people involved.
Were doing it for fun.
Yeah.
And
so it really was, the motivation, it was the kick in the pants, but in the end, it wasn't really why we did it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Normally works out that way.